purpose of this video is to help people think about using XBRL-based information that was created by an expert system and therefore high quality, because that's what the expert system is supposed to do. So imagine that we actually had reports in the form that we needed in order to make use of the information. So I'm going to think about this in this video. So I'm going to probably make several iterations of this video. So anyway, the first thing to understand is most software engineers and even financial analysts, their solution to the situation where financial information is not a form, it's customized, is to make it a form. And that's never going to happen. The reason it's never going to happen is because the financial reports created with US GAAP and IFRS and those types of financial reporting schemes provide the ability of companies to report idiosyncratic detail of their information. So basically, while a lot of financial information is consistent, financial reporting schemes like US GAAP and IFRS intentionally give the reporting economic entities the capability of adding additional information that helps them describe their company. Okay, and that's not going to change. And thinking that you can just make everything a form when the reports are created it's never going to happen. But you do need to convert it into a formed in order to extract information. Now, what I mean by that is, so I'm going to explain that in a second here. But anyway, just realize that we're trying to extract customized information, not standardized information. And you can do it. There's another step that's involved, but it's not the way that most software engineers and financial analysts seem to think about it. So what do we want to extract? So there are basically three categories of information. So you want to get information out of an individual report. You want to be able to do a comparison between periods, a period comparison, and you want to be able to do a comparison across economic entities. So, for example, I'll show some of these, but say you want to look at Microsoft's financial information for the past 10 years. That is the second bullet, comparison of reports over many periods. That information can be either normalized or it can be as reported. Normalized is taking the as reported information and basically putting it in the form of a form, and it's your form. You define that, because the financial reporting scheme does not define how you want to analyze information. Each person analyzing information does that. So the second way to compare information is to compare across economic entities. So if you think about that, you have to have the report of the economic entity. Say you wanted to compare Apple, Microsoft, Google, Salesforce, Facebook. You have to have those reports. You have to extract information from those reports. And those companies could be reporting with different fiscal periods, different fiscal years. So for example, Apple has a 52, 53 week year end. So their fiscal period moves around. Microsoft's year end is September 30th. And I don't know when Google's year end is. Maybe it's 12/31. But these things are different, and you have to adjust your extraction of information for these realities of financial information. It's not going to, you can't just change it to make the developers' lives a little bit easier. So to extract information, first you need to get a list of reports. Okay. Then you need to understand the quality of those reports. If you have, if there's a bunch of errors in the reports, you're going to have to fix the errors. If there are no errors in the reports, you don't have to fix any errors. But how do you know whether there is or is not errors in the reports? Then the third step is you have to have the right metadata to extract information. Again, reports report using different reporting styles. Some companies report gross profit on the income statement. Some companies do not. You're basically, if you're going to compare companies, you're comparing at the least common denominator. If a company does not report gross profit, you can't just make up that number. Sometimes you can calculate that number, but a lot of times you can't. So also some companies report using different subtotals. So you have to make adjustments for that. So here is a little prototype repository that I created. So here what I'm trying to show is that, number one, here's a list of entities. And there's only 9, but whether you have 9 or 9,000, it's the same thing. You need a list of entities. If you're going to extract information from one report, you need the URL of that report. If you're going to extract information from 9,000 entities, you need 9,000 URLs of the 9,000 reports you're going to extract information from. Then you're going to need to make sure that the information is correct. So here I'm showing that the information is correct. So either a regulator that is accepting reports can make sure the information is correct, or the reporting entity that is creating the report can make sure that it's correct. And how's that going to work? If you have 7,000 or 9,000 different entities judging whether their information is correct or incorrect and then submitting it, that's not going to work. So somebody has to be the referee to say whether something is right or wrong. But anyway, this is just to help you think about extracting information. The quality does matter. I hear stories of software engineers that are trying to use XBRL-based information, and they say that 90% of their effort is trying to overcome errors and overcome missing metadata for extracting information from reports. If there are no errors and if all the metadata is provided, then they don't have to do that work. So here is a real repository. This is a repository of the SEC EDGAR reports provided by XBRL Cloud. You can see the errors that are in these reports. There's a this is an error. These are all errors, although anything that's not green is an error. So these issues have to be overcome. So here's my little extraction demonstration. I created this in Excel, and I'm not a programmer, but it does work, and it shows you how, what steps you have to go through to extract information from an XBRL-based report. This is the result. This is from a company, 28 milliseconds. I think that their database was purchased by NTT Data, and there's someone else that has a XBRL database. I'll show that at the end of this video. But you can do these comparisons. I've done this. This was like way back in 2016 or 2015 that we did this. But you see, the information is verified. It's normalized. These are the line items. These are, I think there's 21 companies. And it is possible to extract information. So this is the database. This was, as I understand it, this company was started by someone that used to work at 28 milliseconds, and they have an XBRL database. I haven't seen it. And anyway, I'm going to stop there. This is just a first pass at giving people information about repositories of XBRL-based reports and extracting information from those reports in the repository. And I'm going to call that good.